So welcome back to Gen Builds, and in this video we're going to be building a stone brick base. It may be a castle, or it may be a base which just evolves as we go along. So let's get to this by starting to have a look at where we are. So we are on the map here. So if you just see where my cursor is, we can see the player is just east of Swagger Rock and southwest of the pocket, and we also see our cave hideout which we built in the last video. So if we just zoom in here, we're basically in this basin here. Now there's three main basins on this side which are separated by this further kind of recess here. We're just going to be using this one, and maybe further up here I'm just using my cursor to kind of highlight where we might use it. Now I've done some initial clearing just to give us a head start, moving a lot of the plants and foliage and other things like stone. So the main thing is we've got all of this space, which is really good. We can build all the way along here as well, which is nice. I was thinking this would make a nice natural path, so we may keep this part and maybe look to build up to from here to that point, and maybe even put like a ceiling in here and a gate over here. So we have, come on, shoot, go away, off you go. So let's start building in here. So let's look at the height here. So the height, it is quite high. This is the highest point that we probably want to use. Let's just go with this. So I'm using stone brick. Previous videos we've been using sandstone, so we're kind of upgrading our capability in base building. And I am using creative mode, so we're making the assumption here we've collected all our resources and we just want to go creative and build until our heart is content. So I think that's okay. I'm not sure what's behind here actually. We don't want that to be a secret entrance to where we're building our base. Let's just have a quick look. Nope, doesn't seem to be anything behind there, which is good. So we'll just carry on building as we started. Now we do want this to be an accessible gate, so we're not building it with only defense in mind. Let's build this up so we can actually go in and out of our base and make it look reasonably presentable. So let's have a look at what we got here. I think that looks okay. And where does this go down? This goes down to this nice area here. So we'll just do one more level here and we can do some steps of some sort. There we go. And obviously if you're already up here it's fine. We'll just do this for the moment. We can expand on this later. This is not really the priority right now. The priority is to build the base, so let's just get this simple way in done. And this is more about building some fortifications, so I think we're going to go a few foundations deep here. that's nice. If we just carry on with these foundations, that brings it up to the surface point here, level with the ground, which is fine. That's what we want. Okay, it won't let me build there for some reason. So let's find a workaround. It goes up into there, which is nice, so I think we'll carry on building up there. That'll give it a good finish. I think this is going to be one of those videos where there's a good bit of preparation before we can start building in any sort of decorative features. So we have a way in. That's not particularly epic in my mind. I think that's just okay. I think what we'll do, we'll just quickly clear this away. So we've got the pickaxes. So let's just see what this could look like if we remove all of this. I think what we'll do here is remove the stairs, which I think are a little bit odd in terms of that placement. Place some walls here, which I think is fine, and I think we'll go into arena. We'll use the arena stairs, which I think are really good for this type of thing. I think that looks good. Have to be careful not to get too caught up in using arena, because otherwise it can take over our desire to use stone brick. Okay, there we go. I think that looks good. Let's go and find a stone brick gateway now. And the gateway we want, can't say that now, gateway, we want that as central as possible. So let's put that there. We also want that on the line of the foundation as well. Sometimes when you line these up, it can go in between, which suits some builds. For this one, I prefer it to be on the edge of a foundation. I think that's quite central. I like that. So let's reinforce this with some foundations. For this particular gate, we will put foundations to the side of the gate itself. For castles or bases which just have a gate, you might want to just use stone brick walls. There we have a gate now, which fortifies this area. By the way, if you're enjoying these videos, please do subscribe. At this stage in the channel's career, the subscription amount is quite low, so much appreciated. If you like the videos and want to see more, please do subscribe and you'll get a notification. Or if not, don't worry about it. I hope you enjoy this video. So let's just have a look and see where we are now. So I think that's quite nice. I actually quite like the idea of using two gates. it allows us to have this external feature on both sides, and I like that to be further out slightly, maybe to this point here. It allows us to have doors on both of the gates. You can, you could just have a stone brick gate on the entrance and exit, and then just another archway, which looks nice as well. I think this one I'd like to double it up, like so. Goes in there nicely. And what we could do here is we could either put a wall here, or we could put further foundation. I think I would like foundations at this stage. There's no huge benefit with just having a wall there, other than being able to build another gate that goes in, which just becomes more complex. So we'll just do this. Go, nearly done. I think this looks quite good. It looks quite even here, not particularly even on this side, which is a shame, but I would like the archways to line up, so let's go with this for now. So that's the outside external look, that's the inside, and then we'll turn this around for this one. So on each side we can see an external part of the door. Okay, so now we have this part here, which is the top, should we say the above both of the gates, which we want to close off. So I think what we will do here is to use inverted stone brick here, give it a bit of character on the inside. Okay, it will only allow me to add them there, which is fine. And maybe we'll go with this here, which I think, yeah, one of the issues with using it is that they poke through the ceilings, which I'm not keen on, so let's just put the ceiling down here. I'm just going to add ceilings to all of these foundations, which you can only do with a mod, but there is a slight difference in height. Okay, so I think that that is fairly secure. If we could add a foundation there, what that would do. Quite like that look, just ties it in nicely, makes it look more secure. So how many is that in? That's an extra foundation on that side. So there's one and then two, so one and then two. Can we do that again? Yeah, we can do. A similar thing on each side then, which is nice. And along here, I've actually got quite a bit of height from this mountain stone, which we could make use of, rather than just make this some sort of top of gate walkabout lookout. We could enclose this if we wanted to, like so. Might put a foundation in there just to add the support that's needed, but the point I'm trying to make is that we've got a lot to work with up here, which is nice. Not sure how high we would want to go, but we do have quite a lot of height. So if we were to have a foundation here, for example, okay, that's not correct. It seems to be slightly higher, which is not what we want. Something's gone wrong here. Let's have a look. There we go, that's the right height. One of the issues with building into stone, it can create its own height. It's different to the one you want to follow. Okay, so let's just add these. Now, let's try to maintain the internal look. I'm not a huge fan of the back of these stone walls. Don't really do much for me. I think it would be nice if they were the same on both sides. I do think this looks quite good, and I think we'll just carry on with putting stone ceiling across here. So that's where we want it. See if we can, it will allow us to place that in there. This is a inverted stone brick wall, so yeah, that will go in there, which is good. Place one here. A bit tricky, doesn't want to go in. Oh, there we go. That's done it. Put another foundation in there just to finish that off. Yeah, I think that looks good. We can finish this off with a stone brick ramp now. If we could put that here just to have a finished look. Maybe not, we'll just leave it like that. Put some wall up here just to finish that nicely. If we move away from here, we can have a look at what the overall look of this is like. I think that looks quite good. It's really nicely tucked in there. Just follow this around. There we go, we're already up on this ledge here. Oops. So I think we're going to stop working on this area. Start working on the rest of the base now. We've got something to work with here. We've got a secure gate coming in at this point, which is what we want. I'm just going to put some ceilings down here just to finish it off. So we have this whole area and everything started to grow back, which is what happens. So we come into this area and we want our base to basically flow down here. So how can we do this? I guess we want the benefit of this piece of rock. This is a natural wall and barrier for us, so this would make a nice stair going down. So let's remove some of this. There's some of this stone. Just get this out of the way. That will be from here. So we want to keep this, so where does that end? Ends about here, so we need to remove this as well. Nearly done. For those that are not familiar with Survivor games, farming for resources is quite a common thing. Let's just remove some of the things that we've just collected. We don't need that weight. Even though it doesn't really affect us, it does slow you down in some ways. So let's start building our wall. So we want our wall to really be from here, even though we may want this area to be part of our build. We might not have it part of the base itself. So what does straight look like? I guess that's the straightest point, so we'll just go with this, rise it up a little bit. Let's just go with this. Hopefully we don't hit an invalid placement point. Okay, there we go. So that's our main wall for our base now. Just got carried away there. Okay, so let's try to bring this across. I don't know why it's sticking here, but I'll slow down and hopefully this problem will go away. So that's where we want to join up over there. Point there. So let's bring this out here. As you can see, there's a lot of base work to be done with this. It's not allowing me to go down, so what we'll have to do is to hope that when we come around to that point we can join these all up, which in theory should happen. So I'm going to do two width foundation here. Doesn't mean that it's going to stay like this, it just gives us an idea of where our main border is going to be. Doesn't necessarily have to join up with this either. So this is our main line here. In fact, this line I think is probably more important than that gate over there. We'll just have to see how we get on with this. We could build this in separate parts. This could be quite independent. So this is going to be our way down into this area. I think that looks quite nice, a nice level, but it also allows us to keep some character of the place with the stone being slightly on top of this, which I think is good. And maybe the same here as well. Okay, so we have basic structure starting to appear here now. Test to see just how far we can bring this in and also up. So how's this looking from afar? Seems like we've attracted more animals than normally walks around here, probably because we're actually doing some work around here. I have to shoot them out in a minute. So this aligns quite nicely. This is almost flush with the wall here. Or should we say the kind of stone mountainside. Okay, so I'm not sure we're going to... Should we go up there? Yeah, let's just do that. So where does this go? Or should we say, where are we actually taking this? That's the most important point here. So if we're going to this point here, that's where we need to bring it down. Literally all about finding our boundary points here. There we are. That's the start of a potential gate, or just a basic archway door from a path, which I think will be quite nice. That would allow us to do that. Or we could build some height into here like this, and the path could start and there would be our wall. Yeah, that's okay. So we'll go down from this point across. Oops, lost my fly. Back up again. Yeah, I think that works nicely. Our stone brick just joins the path naturally then. Just finish it all the way up here. fact, I think this might be mineable, so let's see what's behind here. This might be stopping us from finishing the overall look that we want. Yeah, I've got a couple more here. So the question is where to stop. We could really go on forever doing this, so it might be quite nice to extend this slightly to here and then allow the path to come up at this point. Could probably stop it there. I think this is quite nice though. Our main build is to this point as we discussed before, so let's see where this takes us. And on cue you can always rely on an animal to walk past where you're about to build. I would have preferred it to align directly with this, but we're slightly out. It's okay, it doesn't have to be perfect, it is just Conan. We just add these foundations here for the moment. We can easily remove them. What we're doing here is just forming a perimeter which we can then work with, and a boundary as well. So let's bring this up and see where it takes us. Okay, I'm happy that joins on directly with this, with these bricks up here. Be consistent with our double foundation kind of bridge type structure here. Okay. Let's move this up here. What we might do is to build this up. And have a little bit of character by removing this so we can actually see through here. I think that's quite nice. Let's just remove this giant piece of mineable stone. See what we've got underneath. I think that's quite nice. Yeah, that looks good. We'll build this out a little bit more. Just to give us that level of protection that I want for this build. And I'm quite liking this kind of architecture that we're looking at here. I think this is nice. I think we might follow this all the way around. It just makes an interesting build. Some people might say this is, a waste of space. We're just using foundations, but this is just a single player creative mode, and we've got the whole map to ourselves. So if we think of the map as our canvas, we can do what we want really. So let's see, this adds up. So luckily it does. We have oh no, maybe it doesn't. So we're going to have to build another one further out. Which is okay, it's not the end of the world, just a little bit more clicking. There we go, this is the forming of our city in Conan. I guess this is more than a base, we are building a city type structure here that's going to hold everything that we need. Go back over here. So if these are too deep, do we want all of them to be too deep? Not sure. So if we were to place these too deep on here, then that means that this point here going to be like this, which means our pillars would start here for the next set. Does that feel right? Just have a look overhead of what this looks like. Now we could have curled that around with triangular foundations and built another structure. I think I'm okay with this. I think that lines up okay. I mean, we could have brought these out and put them in front. What that would look like. Let's give that a go. It's worth trying new things. Once you commit to so much building, it is difficult to change. Otherwise, it means almost rebuilding from scratch. So if we were to do this as described, then we would end up with looking a bit like this. So let's make a decision. What one do we like? I don't think there's a huge difference, to be honest with you. So I think we'll just go with what we've got at the moment. Don't want to be spending weeks building this, so are we at the same level? That's good. Now at some point down here we can place a number of gates as well. So we don't want to build all of our structures just yet, because when we start fitting our gates in, all of these structures will just come down. Another issue with building gates here is that they are 3 foundation pieces across, which means we won't be able to put a foundation piece above them. I'll explain what that means in a minute. Okay, just remove that. Alternatively, we could have the gate within these structures, which could be quite nice as well. Let's see how we get on. This wall is pretty huge. It's a lot bigger than what I thought we would be doing. If we were building this with resources, we might reconsider the way this is being built, but this is the fun part of having a creative license. You have unlimited resources, so let's see what we can do. What I found is that some foundational pieces, part of the collection of builds, like this is stone brick, you might get, for example, other builds as well, like arena and also Nemedian. They have different speeds for placement. So with some, like for example with, let's have a look, what's the other ones? So with sandstone, for example, placing a sandstone foundation seems to be a lot quicker, and you can just click many of these out very quickly, while with stone brick it just seems to take forever. So you have to do it quite methodically by just one after another, and not try to rush, otherwise it just doesn't seem to work. We are nearly there. So we've gone quite high here. I think that's the same, similar height all the way across, which I quite like. Not sure if you can hear the background in the background music. It's on very low. For anybody that's played The Age of Conan and the Hyborian Adventures, which was an online multiplayer game played many years ago. This is the music that was played in the city of Tortage. Let's put this up here. That could be a watchtower or an extra level. Anyway, it's come up at a good height, which is nice. That works for me. Oh, that's good. I like the way that's done that. We could follow that all the way down if we wanted to. There could be another pathway down. Or up, however way you look at it. We could build another wall here, but I'm reluctant to remove. I don't want to cover all of the face of this mountainside, otherwise you just lose all the character. It just becomes foundation pieces which start to look a bit boring, and it's difficult to render as well if you're on a lower spec machine. So they're all the same height, these foundational pieces. Just build that across. There we go. Build these last ones up. Some people might be thinking, well, why did you do two foundations in depth? In complete honesty, I can't remember why, and it's just turned out like this. So I don't think it looks too bad. I think it looks okay. I think we're going to stick with this because we've obviously invested some time in building this, so we can just carry on. It looks like there's a sandstorm coming. Hopefully it doesn't affect us too much. While we're over here, let's build a way down. Which could be here. When I say a way down, we've just discovered a hole in our wall. Let's remove that. Okay, arena. Let's get some arena steps in here. Let's put them on this side, I think. Put an arena block there, just give it a bit of contrast. We might mix up a few blocks as we go along doing this. Contrast also, just a general different look. Don't think there's anything wrong with that. So we have a basic path going up, and you know, we can improve the way that looks overall another time. Let's go back up to stone brick and just see how we get on with just using stone brick for our stairs. Might change our mind about arena. I quite like that. I think that's nice. Yeah, maybe we will stick to stone brick. So there we have it. We have a way up. This is like an external path up here. Let's just change these over from arena back to stone brick. Make a mistake.
by using them. I do like the steps. I wish the steps were available like that for stone brick, but that's just the way it is. Close these in. We could probably build all the way along here just to kind of close it off nicely. You could build some storage in there, secret storage if you wanted to. Quite a nice feature. And also build some more stairs up here if you want, like so. Don't know how high this goes. That's what we're looking out on. That's quite a good view. I think we'll stop here though, otherwise we'll just take over the whole map, which we don't want to do at this point anyway. Go. I think it might be nice to just fill in over here as well with some foundations. I think that's got a good finish. And we could probably do the same here. Okay, that looks good. Question is, how do we get up here? So we need to build some steps. That's fine. Join this up. There we go, that is our general level, and that's what our city is looking like now, which I think looks pretty good. Quite happy with that. Not quite sure why we've expanded all the way out here, but such is the nature of building in Conan. Let's try to keep this simple though. Once you've got your perimeter and it's fairly secure, then everything else is just decorative. I do get frustrated with having to swap these tiles to be the way that I want them to go. Okay, that's done. Okay, we're nearly done.
Building into walls is quite a challenging thing, it's time consuming. Especially when you only have partial visibility of some of the components that you're using. The engine presumes that you need to use the inside of a tile, like so, and then we're back on the outside. Okay, might need a foundation in there. Turn these the right way. Have a lost looking deer wondering what's going on. Okay, so we've covered all that part, which is good. We just need to complete this part here, put some stairs in. So that's done, but we do need some stairs, like I mentioned before. But these look like when they're together. Let's go for these without the rail. I think we'll need them here. Put them in between to give it that nice finished look. Okay. I think having them on these corners gives it a good finish as well. I quite like that look. Might even put one here. Build this up as well. There's a nice kind of metropolis type look about this place. Let's just clear this out of the way. I don't think we can clear this. No, that's part of the landscape. That's not going anywhere. What we could do here though, if we're walking here, we might want to get past this. So, where's our stairs? So, let's build this here. And just use a foundation, it's just easier. Go and put one down here, and we'll place some stairs here and across. I quite like the stairs with the rails on the single stairs. I think that looks quite nice. I think we'll put that across. We'll leave that. Yeah, that looks good. Now we need some more stairs, so let's finish this part off. Can we not go in there? You can let us in. Yeah, there we go. I think we'll carry this on all the way. Do we want that all the way up? Not sure. Let's just have a quick look here. Probably make better use of this. So we go up here and remove this stone, have a look at what we've got underneath. We can definitely work with this. So we could either do that, or we could put some stairs in here, put them in there. That'd be okay. Okay, that's fine. That works well. So we might build a wall around here at a later date, but we'll just leave that there for now. I think that's got a nice finish to this. I can see that with lots of lights and lots of plants and trees and other things that are useful for the base as well. Now, back onto the main city. Got a little bit distracted with building what I can only describe as a suburb. Okay. Another foundation in there. Should we build that part up? I think we could do. Okay, so I've done that. Should be okay. So we've got quite a large area of foundation to cover here, so just going to try to get through this as quick as possible. Doesn't take that long once you find the correct distance to work from. Okay, I've just destroyed one, which just shows how careful you need to be when removing incorrect tiles. We have to build that all again. They all want to be the wrong way around. Okay, nearly done. On the inside anyway. Okay, So we've covered the foundations on the main exterior. I think for this video we're not going to do the inside of every single one of these pillars because it's just becoming a bit painful. Or I may finish it off in my own time and then do another video just to show what the complete look is. See how we get on. Okay, we can squeeze another foundation in there. Few foundation faces just missing here. That's okay. Okay, just get a few more foundations covered with fence, with our stone brick walls. So we're nearly there with our pillars. Okay, so that's our externals done. We'll be adding some stone brick fences to that at some point. Yeah, this is the beginning of our city in the making. So we're just coming up to 1 hour and 15 now on the clock. So I'm going to call this part 1. Hope you've enjoyed the basis of this build, and the next part will be part 2, where we carry on building a roof over this city, as well as this roof supporting a whole level of external city as well. So if you enjoyed this video and you're looking forward to part 2, which gets more detailed, then please subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks for watching, everyone.